Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Butterfly Goddess Tarot, and I am here to do a love reading for the month of November for my Cancers. So, let me start off by saying that the message cannot and will not resonate with everyone. And I also want to say thank you for watching in advance. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. So, you all have the King of Swords, you have the Seven of Swords, and you also have the Queen of Pentacles. So as far as a love reading, so here let me first tell you who I'm seeing in this picture, and you can decide which is which. If one is you and one is your partner. Just because it's a king does not necessarily mean it's the male in the relationship. And same works with queen. Just because it's queen, it does not necessarily mean that it is the female in the relationship. It just represents energy. So you'll know, if this is for you, if these cards represent the people, represent either you or your partner in your relationship. Male or female, that part doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's really more about the energy that the person puts off. And if I say masculine, that again, that doesn't necessarily mean male, and feminine doesn't necessarily mean female. So, the King of Swords, that represents a person who is highly intelligent, very, they're at the top of their game and they're super focused. This is a person who's kind of like worked really hard to get where they are. I feel like this is definitely the older person in the relationship, because the King of Swords does represent someone who could be a little bit older. So then let's go to the Queen of Pentacles. So for the Queen of Pentacles, that represents someone who is more of the feminine figure, meaning they're more nurturing, they're more, they're the kinder, more sensitive one. Off the bat, I am hearing this right away. Like, I feel like there may be a pregnancy in this picture. That's for some of you. That's for very few of you. It's not for everyone, but Spirit just gave that to me, so I'm giving it to you all. If there is not a pregnancy, well, that doesn't necessarily mean that this message is not for you. It's just that part was a little special message for specific couple of people. But with the Queen of Pentacles, that is someone who is really like, very nurturing, very sensitive, someone who is faithful in love and serious about their relationships and their commitments, be it with a love partner, a family member, whether that's on their job. But they're like the giver of life, really, so this kind of does represent, if this is a male-female relationship, to me, this does kind of represent the woman here in this particular situation. Again, in every situation, it won't necessarily represent the female, but in this one, I do feel like it does, especially with that pregnancy card being there. But nonetheless, you all also have the Seven of Swords. That represents a great deal of indecision. It's like, I'm hearing like one of you all is maybe at a point where you're trying to figure out if the person that you're with can go to the next level with you. It feels like I said, one person is really very much older and very secure in their position in life. Like I said before, they worked hard to get to where they are, and they really are not in a place where they're going to let anything or anybody, distract them. And so it's almost like one of you all is like, well, how much of myself do I have to give up in order to make things work with this person? And not necessarily give up of myself, but, you know, how much attention am I going to need to put into this relationship to be successful and to make it work? But it's almost like it doesn't work that way, you know. And they're really kind of in their head about it, when really it's a heart over head decision. It's not necessarily, you know, they're used to like calculating things and coming up with a very black and white answer. And love is not always black and white. There are a lot of gray areas. And so it's not that they don't love, it's just that that's not... Love is represented for them by working hard and by like providing and making sure that you're cared for. It's not necessarily like laying on the couch and cuddling and watching movies together and, you know, going out to nice dinners. It's like, can I take care of you? Will I be able to make sure that you can eat every day? Will I be able to make sure that you know, are able to, you know, drive to work safely and get, you know, the kids to school safely? You know, they're more of that person. Whereas the other person in this relationship is more like, you know, I just want to care for everyone. I want to give everyone hugs and kisses. And that may sound a little corny, but that's kind of what I'm hearing. Like, you have two people who think very differently about what love is and shows love in a very different way. So it's almost like you guys are kind of figuring out what the other one's love language is. And, you know, with this Seven of Swords here, that does talk about, you know, indecision and like having devious means to get ahead. So I don't know if one of you all is maybe like not necessarily feeling good about things and wanting to like do little things to either make the other person jealous or make the other person like love you in the way that you love them. Not meaning like they don't love you, but you want them to show you love in the way that you show them. Meaning like if you're the one who is all lovey-dovey and gives hugs and kisses and wants to, you know, take bubble baths together and all of that, you want them to reciprocate in the same way. But it's just like they don't that's not how they speak. It's, you know, that's just not how things work for them. And I'm feeling like you guys are going to really have to take some time to communicate. I think for you all, communication is going to be key in order to keep this thing going. You know, because I really don't feel like you guys are coming from an evil place, you know, whether it's you or them. I just feel like you're coming from a place of, it almost feels like desperation right now. And not, you know, it's desperation, like you want things to work so bad that you're willing to do whatever to make it work. Yeah. So like I said, I feel like for you all, communication is going to be key. You know, just sitting down and talking to your person. And honestly, if a person loves you, they will be willing to put an effort into to show you the love that you want, to show you the love that they have for you. You know, it may not be all the time, but every once in a while they'll do things the way that you like them done, just to make you happy. And I feel like, you know, you guys are going to have some conversations. So this is what the love reading was for my Cancers. Again, this message was not for everybody. It was for a specific few. But if you've made it to the end, again, I want to say thank you all for watching, and definitely come back you know, to see what other energies I pick up on. So I will see you guys in the very near future. Bye, Cancers.